everybody. How's it going, guys? Welcome one, welcome all to the stream. Hope you all are doing magnificent today. Praise the Holy Father. I had a crazy last night. I don't want to go too much in depth with it, but it was a very personal dream about a man who was dying, and he wanted to live, and I was living but wanting to die. And in the dream, what it felt like the Lord was telling me, the Holy Father, God of Christ of Nazareth, and Christ of Nazareth, if you may, essentially telling me I should appreciate what I have. So I've been trying to do that a little bit more to show God that just trying to do better, right? Hopefully show you guys. I know some people might feel a little bit same sometimes out there, but you know, life gets better. Sometimes it gets worse, but it's better to, as they say, it's better to love than not to have loved at all. Bam, 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 bam. One thing I do want to get rid of is these calls. Where is contains nan? No, we're creating these. It should be that we're creating him the base character. That is where we are creating them. I no longer wish to do that. Yo, what's up, Amin? How's it going? I'm trying to figure out what I want to work on today. I mean, we have this construct building now. I think we either want to incorporate... What is wrong with your camera? Battery is not working. Battery is not working. You know what? I'm just going to say it out loud. I don't want to use my camera right now. That is the primary issue. I'm not feeling like using my camera. But when I do, I will start using it again. I'm just trying to slowly creep back into streaming. But there's a lot to putting your face out there and, you know, putting a voice behind it, words behind it, you know? I just like to create. I like to have fun. And I don't like feeling like I need to be political in the sense that I have to say everything right all the time. So in some sense, not having a camera, it helps with that. Wow. Maybe we kind of work on getting this camera orthographic today. I don't know. Why? Well, I just kind of explained it. I don't know why this isn't working. So we have yes, 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 no, no, yes, no, ah, yes, no. And after that, it kind of destroys everything. I bet you, I mean, test building is there. A program that lets you display chat always on top of your screen. Nice, which works fine for me. Yeah, I have that as well, I believe. It should be working. Bam, 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 bam. How's your day going, by the way, Amin? So if you don't click and then do that, then it doesn't display this anymore. I wonder what that is. I have a feeling it has something to do with this. Bam, bam, bam. I'm thinking this could potentially be... It was great. I just got better after I was sick yesterday. Oh, so you and Safe were both feeling a little under the weather. Well, I'm happy to hear you're doing better. I wonder if he's holding up well. He hasn't shown up, though, ever since we had that little disagreement on things. Probably because he's feeling better, too, and getting back to his day-to-day life. Honestly, it's better that you guys are out there doing stuff than being in here, if I'll be real with you guys. So... So what are you working on today, Amin? So, place object event. We have this event. But this isn't... I think I'm going to change this to something else that feels a little bit more... Change... It's more of like a select object, or... I don't know. Why didn't you join the VC and we could talk because it's late? Yeah, Safe. And I just don't feel like talking very much in VC. I feel like it essentially makes it hard for me to concentrate on what I actually have to do. Maybe it's something I need to personally work on to get better at, you know? But at the same time, like, talking in VC does take up a bit of concentration. But you'll see if we click anywhere at the beginning, like if we play, I'll probably fix this bug. Like if we click yes, this will work. If we click no, it'll work. But if we click somewhere else and then click no, we no longer get this mesh. And I believe it has to do with the spawning location. For instance, if I were to do this, do that, and go no. Let's just look at this really quick. We'll see there's nothing here. But if we drag something in... Oh! It works again once we click off. I mean, we're still seeing the building 4 up there being dragged in. It's okay, I got you. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Sorry. Maybe I'll do something with VC next week. But it's definitely... It's nicer. I know it sounds a little selfish, but I personally enjoy streaming a little bit more because I can concentrate on the game. When I'm literally just, you know, not in VC. Yes. No. It has to do with spawning that location. I guarantee you, me clicking there is throwing off everything when it comes to that spawning. That spawning location. Single click. Cast world. I mean, we cast all this to the main player, who's got like place object, which I think I'm going to change to single click. That way, renaming. Yep. Let's just do all the stuff. I feel like that is a little bit more descriptive in itself, as in like, oh, this is a single click event. We can add like, you know, am I clicking on a building? Am I just clicking? Am I not clicking on a building? Stuff like that. I have 2 birds. Can you hear them? They are the bane to my YouTubing existence. I try to make videos and do like, you know, obviously speak in the video, and you just hear the birds the whole time. So like, there's times where I get it in one take, and I'm like, yeah, and then I'm listening through it, and it's just like in the background. I'm like, dang. Base building Sturff. No, that's intentional. I want people to know that I can't spell. I can't spell stuff. We do indeed hear the birds. Yeah, they are really cool. Absolutely love them. One's a scarlet parrot, and the other one's a parakeet. I don't know. My fiance knows that stuff. I feel like Ace Ventura because of how many animals she has. We have 1 bunny, 2 birds, well, 3 birds. My mom has a bird. We had 2 cats, R.I.P. Pippi. And now we have 3 dogs and a bunny. So I'm just waiting for more to just show up, you know? Eventually she wants to get like a ranch and have like goats and cows and all that. And I'm like, I mean, I'd like hanging out with the animals, but I don't know if I could deal with that mentally. Like every day I got to go out and hang out with the animals. That is some expert level psychology with that spelling stuff right there. Thank you. I really try hard to make it as mentally intriguing as I possibly can for all those who join in. I want them to feel like they're hanging out with a true intellectual. I don't know birds. I couldn't tell a dog apart from a car. Yeah. Well, you know, one of the main differences is, I mean, I guess cars, they eat fuel. I was going to say one of the main differences is one eats food and the other doesn't. Oh, bunny. Yeah. RP cat, Animal Farm, ranch, 100%, dude. Scheming. Yeah. That ranch life. I don't know how I could do it, though. I'll be real with you. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Like, have you ever watched, like, people, like... I watch some people who have, like, you know, farms, and they'll do, like, streams, or they'll do a video, and I'm like, man, that is so much tedious work. I do not know if I could mentally do that. Just hanging out with the animals all day, cleaning up their poop, feeding them, giving them water, food, petting them. You know, goats, they're social. Chickens are social. I didn't know chickens were social until I had one. We had a chicken. She passed away recently because she was, when we got her as a chick, she was deformed. And that's why we got her, because all the other chickens were bullying her, and, you know, so we took her in and cared for her for about 2-3 years, and she finally passed, and I was a little sad about that. But the chickens, man, they be super social, dude. Oh my god. Can I have the YouTube video of the retro songs? Yeah, 100%. 100%. Here, I'll post it here if someone wants to keep that. Who do be kind of fuel. That's what I'm saying. So, like, yeah, I guess cars do have fuel. So, haven't seen what? Dang, poor chick. I'm glad she got to be with you. Yeah, I'm glad I got to be with her, to be honest. She was a good chicken. She couldn't move because she had a bad leg. So we'd had to like go out and move her and clean her butt a lot. Thank God for Christina, because she did all that. I would have been so sad doing that. You know me, if I have a computer and I'm programming and being creative, I'm happy. But it's nice to have someone who really likes animals, because I like animals too. I love being around them. I like hanging out with them and interacting with them here and there. So like the fact that I found someone that loves me just as much as I love them, that loves animals, is awesome, because it means like they do what they love and I get to benefit from it. And I'm just hoping one day she can benefit from what I love. Yeah. But we'll see. And R.I.P. Chicky, man. But yeah, a buddy told me you need to read to goats. And I'm like, you need to read to goats? I don't know. Go get my favorite manga, One Punch Man, and just read that. I just hope they don't like... I hope they just hear gibberish and they don't hear actual words, because imagine he starts thinking he's One Punch Man. Like some people do, like they'll read like a manga and they'll be like, I'm Naruto, or I'm this, and then, you know, like they start like trying to act like it. Hopefully the goat isn't like ramming into everything because he thinks he can blow up things with one punch. Yeah, let's hope. Read to goats? Yeah. Apparently they're very sociable creatures. They need that social interaction. First of all, I'm going to get rid of this just because I want to, well, there's got to be something wrong with my code, or my blueprints, one of the two. Anyways, Pinker, what are you up to, man? How you been? It's been so long since you've been in here, man. I'm super excited to see you here. You got to give me the updates on what's going down. What have you been up to? Goat Simulator? True. Are you saying my life will be like Goat Simulator? I don't know if I could. My life is Goat Simulator. Does the goat have a goatee? Read to the goats, let them know. School. School's good though, man. What's good, friends? You know, same old Kotagi. How's it going with you, my buddy? My buddy, bro, dude, guy, friend. Thanks for joining into the stream. If you get enough animals, maybe, yeah. If you get enough animals, I don't know, dude. I'd be like Ace Ventura, just like calling them out. They all run to me. The goatee name had to come from... yeah, it had to come from the goats, dude. Someone must have been like, dude, you look like a goat. And then he was like, yeah, I do got that goatee. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder how that came about. Yeah, I'm rocking the school. Good for you, bro. School is mentally exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. It is fun to a degree. But, you know, I think the most trouble I ever had with school was when they put me in chemistry 2 when I hadn't even been in chemistry 1 or intro to chemistry, dude. And I struggled the whole time. I got a C. So I tell people I put the C in chemistry, but you know, I don't even remember half of the stuff of chemistry, which I'm sad about. Goat, yeah, very, very, very. It's the mixed bag, yeah, 100%. It's just a mixed bag. Sometimes you just want to throw at your professor. I'm tired of your crap. Stop switching it up. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, dude, it was not fun. I mean, you think the goatee precedes the goat. That's true. Maybe the goats have goatees because we trim their face to have a goatee? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm trying to figure out why this is happening. Like if I click here, right? And I go, yeah, then this doesn't work. Yes, we're building invisible buildings. And just to get a better perspective, no. Yes. All right, now we don't have a building. We click yes. F8 to get out, and we'll look and find that we do indeed have a building here that is being spawned, but it's not being spawned at the particular location that it needs to be spawned at, which is indicating to me that somewhere in that BP there is something off. Humans invented goats. You're waiting for the building to be built. At some point, we'll incorporate like a time to build. But at the moment, the building is currently taking the location from somewhere else instead of where it's currently at. So maybe when that is up, I need to do something to, I don't know, cancel out everything from here. Today is kind of like a floating in the air type of day, right? Like I'm floating. I am very present in body but absent in mind. That is what today looks like, ladies and gentlemen. So on pre-construct, we do all this get touch location from player. So as base scene, we get the base scene character. That is true. So we get the current touch cancel from a single click. That is interesting. So that is the reason why this is occurring. So instead of doing this, where am I calling this out? Where's by name? Come on. There's gotta be something. Spawn actor. I'm getting this move. New location, on drop. We don't even really need on drop. We can get rid of on drop. Spawn, then teleport. I don't know, man. This is cryptic as frick. Yeah, it is very cryptic. And that's why I am a micro iterative developer. Like I like to develop things iteratively on a very micro level, because then it makes diagnosing or troubleshooting whatever. I'm not smart enough to use that word, but the point is that it makes it easier to pinpoint where the problems are, okay? Make sure to click that like button, guys, for the semi-intellectual developer. Coward Katagi says, found out that a bunch of N64 games are almost or completely decompiled right now. Very convenient timing for me, 100%. Yeah, I mean, a majority of them are decompiled. I believe that's how we even get them emulated, right? On, like, emulators? Nice, don't you need an emulator? Yeah, some days be like that. Weather's good here, but it is kind of like, I'll be real, it is kind of my least favorite type of weather. It's like that hot and humid weather, you know, where you go out and it's like, it's hot and it's like watery hot. Hate that. I absolutely hate it. With the source code just out there now, it's possible for these games to get functioning PC ports, yeah. And additions, right? People can add to these things if they really wanted to. Nice. Won't these corps strike these down, though? In some cases, yeah. It depends on the corporation, if they're still prevalent today. I know some old school N64 games, maybe some of the corps don't care. Some of the corps don't exist anymore. So it really depends on the title. And yeah, hopefully I'm sure I'll figure it out. I didn't even think I'd get this far in the project, to be completely frank with all of you. I don't consider myself a very smart person, but you know, it just goes to show that even the dumbest of people can do something that seems pretty difficult intellectually wise if they just put their head down and work and try things and aren't afraid to learn and to fail. As a young man, I was once told, in order to prevail, you must first fail. I mean, yeah, but it's not like they can realistically keep you away from them. Worst case scenario is that some enthusiast will host it on a Tor website. Yeah. It's very hard. I think when it comes to games, there's something about, because it's on your own emulator, it's like basically your own engine. So they can't, in some cases, I don't think they can sue. There's something revolving around that I'm not particularly sure about, but that's kind of like my broad knowledge of the situation. There's something there. I just don't know exactly what it is. Yeah, that hot and humid. Yeah, that makes sense. Can't stop the internet. What about Nintendo? You need more hope, man. Prevail. Pre-fail? You gotta pre-fail to prevail. Pre-fail. I like that. So this is obviously spawning it, but it's spawning it here, and I don't know why it... After that, it, like, doesn't take anything. So if we click here, it, like, throws off this. So we'll have to look at exactly where this is occurring. So this never... What I'm getting at is this never gets deleted because this doesn't spawn the actor. Ah. Spawn actor at begin touch position. I don't know. Set actor hidden in game. So actor is still hidden. So if it's outside of the box, let's see, set the owner to itself, the drag visual to itself, to post fail. How does one post fail? I guess if you like, yeah, I mean, yeah, at some point you gotta fail. So there's always a pre-fail and a post-fail. To clarify, emulation as a software works by emulating the console itself. Yeah, the source code is not available just because you have the ROM file. Yeah, so it's essentially their own engine, right? These decompilations are made by taking the actual machine code in those from files and reverse engineering it to the exact C code, which would produce the machine code. Yeah. A lot of smart person jibber jabber. If this is valid, when we drag into the area, we set it to hidden. If this is valid, we set it to not hidden. So this is, I think it's deleting it, but then it spawns it and doesn't update it, is what I'm thinking. So this could be potentially something wrong with the, this could potentially be something wrong with the operations here. You wouldn't describe it as an engine though? Why is that? What do you think because the emulator is literally just emulating what the engine is, but without being the engine. So in some sense, it's its own engine. It's just emulating it, right? It's like how a person can emulate someone else's... It's like how people can emulate like accents and stuff like that. Like they don't necessarily have it, but it's still there. They're still a person. I don't know if that makes sense. Event drag canceled. Event touch location on drag. So this is something that I'm setting in here when I'm moving the actor, but this gets thrown off when this has got to be getting set off somewhere in that drag and drop operation, because this is supposed to be like when we are, for instance, dragging here, this essentially is being called every tick because of that drag functionality. So when we set it here and we click here, it doesn't move that, right? But afterwards we still get this, but when we do this, it's no longer there. And it's no longer moving. It's no longer moving. It is building, but it is no longer moving it at all. Just semantics, yeah. It does look like it's something in this area. I kind of want to make this a little bit bigger because this gets confusing with what we got going on in here. So, Pinker, what are you pursuing or majoring in college? Well, if there's an engine at all, that engine would be in the ROM file. That is true. Yeah. Consoles merely just emulate that, right? That is true. Like, all the engine stuff is on the actual game itself, but the engine just takes that information and turns it into other stuff. Part of why it's exciting to see the source code uncovered in this way. Essentially, you're going to be trying to emulate some of that within your own games. Well, when you figure something out, come and talk to me. Maybe we can work together on something. Because I, too, wish to branch away at some point from... I mean, I like Unreal Engine, but if you can do something that's, like, entirely yours... or that's something that you know, yeah, essentially entirely yours, or it's collaborative experience, right? Like, I don't know, it feels a lot better than using this and then doing something else. So, right, like if I get rid of this, compile and play, we're not going to spawn an actor in that area, ever. We're not going to see an actor. Well, yeah, we don't even spawn an actor. So this is spawning an actor, but it's not spawning the actor. We're setting the current held actor here, though. And the base building reference. In the operator itself. Begin touch location. Beginning touch location. Can I get the current touch location? And then set that there? I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on. Soon. I'm in Poland and I'm not in college yet. Right now, halfway through what's basically a high school with a trade. That's cool. That being electrics, which I find really cool. Yeah, electrical work is really cool work. My uncle does like electric. He's an electrician. He's the one who ran all the, well, essentially a outlet in my room, which is just a closet, a big closet. Now we openly have these examples of large video games which don't follow the modern ideas of object-oriented programming, are instead entirely procedural in style. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? I don't know how they particularly made those things back in the day, but I'm assuming they would have a sprite and they would have to actually code where that sprite is, so it would make sense why they have less no inheritance, not even lists. So you're telling me that the old school Sonic game, Sonic was Sonic and Tails was actually Tails? It wasn't just a character object that they derived from? That's nutty, buddy. That's nutty, buddy. Comes in handy. It does. He actually recently just did something for our other business. Speaking of that, I'm getting a call. I got to take this and I'll be right back. Woo! I'm back, guys. Sorry, I just had to. I had to get on the call. You know, busy, busy, busy here, all the time. I thought he had iPhone. Business B, exactly. This is business A right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is business A. You guys are high priority, but I did have to put you guys on hold for a little bit, so sorry about that. But oh, it's nice. It's nice learning all this employee stuff, setting up everything, getting payroll started. It is so very exhausting, guys. I mean, there is so much information. Did you know that you have to pay taxes for your employees? Call me dumb. I didn't know that. I just thought you paid them their money and that was it. No, you pay tax for your employees. You have to pay per employee, you have to pay a tax. There's like medical and all that. I mean, which is great. Like, I don't mind paying that stuff, but I thought that was only the case when you had them on like a health benefit, right? Which I'm also setting up as well, which is... Whoa. Sorry, that was meant to be cool face with sunglasses. No, I appreciate it still. Hey, it's Al in the Brush. Everybody say what's up to Al in the Brush over on Twitch. He used to be a huge YouTube guy, but now he's just on Twitch all the time, guys. I don't know what happened, but it's fine. We need more viewers on Twitch, so I highly appreciate his presence, regardless of wherever he's coming from. Yeah, that's why the employees have to fill out forms and stuff, right? No, well, that's like W-9s for taxes, and if you're doing like an independent contractor, that's a 1099. So yeah, I mean, when you're paying someone, you have to pay taxes on them, which is crazy. I never thought that. I know it's dumb, but yeah, I did not know that until I did this. B is the universal symbol of cool guy, cool glasses face. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I just thought that was like business B. Okay, so I am just actually dumb. That is all right. This is proof right here, guys. Well, yeah, I heard the employers take some money for the government for each employee. No, we don't take money from the government. We pay money to the government. What? Yeah. Sup, Owl in the tree. Owl in the tree, but the tree is a brush. You have to get your Twitch affiliate. Well, if anybody wants to go over to Twitch and follow me, you know, and chat in there, once that happens, once I get 50 followers and like 3 concurrent chatters, you know, that's when it starts. But I like to do things organically. Which means, you know, like accruing, I don't know if that's the right word. You guys get what I'm saying, but you know, I like things to happen organically. I don't like to do too much of the shout out things. That's why I kind of got over streaming for a bit, you know, like I just like sitting here and hanging out with people. It's really a task for me to be like, make sure to like and follow, guys. If you haven't already, click that follow button and that like button for your boy. Yeah, you know, it's not dumb. Like I don't look down on people who do it, but I just feel like if people want to do that, they'll just do it. You know, I don't like feeling like people are just numbers, you know, like if you want to sub, you want to sub. So, you know, click that sub button, guys. Come on. Letter B with a smiley face. Right? Did I do the cool glasses meme? Is that what that is? I hope that's what that is. Yo, Al, you betrayed us by switching to Twitch. It's chill. He's in the brush. Yeah, he's a fantastic artist. If you guys have yet to check out the Owl in the Brush's work, please make sure to do so. And if you're in the LA area, you know, make sure to follow his Discord. He does do like he goes to street fairs, I believe, like street art fairs. I don't know what they're called. You can educate people in here, Owl in the Brush, but he, you know, sells his art at those things, and you know, it'd mean the world to him if you stop by and threw down a couple of bucks or something. I got a letter that I have to have safety sign in my break room, but I don't have a break room, dude. I got the same letter. You know what that is? That is just people trying to get you to buy their stuff. That is the sad truth. When you become a business owner, like everybody knows. Everybody finds out. When I had my guys, or when I signed up for a DOTS number, which is necessary to transport anything in California on the highway, right? Like you got to get it from CHP. You know, the minute I signed up on that, I got like 500 emails from like 500 different people being like, yo, you need this, this, and this. It's required. And it's like, at some point, it's like hard to distinguish like what's a true business and what's just trying to leech from you to, you know, swindle you, I guess you could say. You got to be assertive, like demanding. Yeah, click that follow button now, guys. I'm tired of saying it. Just do it. Is that better? Did I do it right? And by the way, while you're at it, donate $50. I need that. I gotta buy toilet paper, guys. You don't want to know what I've been using as toilet paper. And just to give you a hint, I've been using toilet paper. I've been using my hands. I'm joking. I don't use my hands to do that. Ever. I went to one yesterday. Yeah, I mean, you tell people in your Discord when you're doing that? You should if you don't. Katagi says, something I did for like 3 streams at work was to just make a poll asking if the user liked the stream. Yeah. I mean, when people click that like button, that's essentially what they're saying. There was an instance where I would like stream and people would just, I mean, I get like 1 or 2 dislikes here and there, but it's just like, I feel like I'm a friendly guy. I'm not like yelling at anyone or like you know, but people come in, they hear like I'm like, praise the Lord, and they're like, oh, I don't want to hear that. And it'll say right there, Christian friendly stream. You know, it's crazy how when it's the opposite end, everyone loves it. They're like, oh yeah, but when you're like Christian friendly, you know, it's like, how dare he be friendly towards this? People are trying to find me. That's true. Do they have sunglasses and is their name Agent Smith? Dang, also I just looked it up. Good job, Alan the Brush. Yeah, he does fantabulous work. Fantabulous. He's actually working on me with the Nico and Newman project, guys. So in the future when we, you know, release that on Steam, make sure to show some support because that actually helps out in the brush out immediately. Especially since we're converting to a 2D art style and he's going to draw all the art. Am I right, Al? It's going to be a 50-50 cut, dude. Watch him come in. No, I'm not doing that. That's too much. I will die. It's very hard to do honest business in the US. Yeah, it is very hard because, I mean, you try to, but at the end of the day, it depends on what people consider to be honest. Like, I had to rewrite a entire estimate because I used the word junk, and the person was like, this isn't junk. And I just did it, but in my head, I'm like, well, are we throwing it away? And the answer is yes. So if it's getting thrown away, it's called junk disposal. I'm sorry. But yeah, we switched that up. It was no problem. Even when you're just selling something out of the garbage, it's like, yeah, come here and take this old porta potty that's been used 50 times. I swear I've cleaned it. $20. Yo. Hey, Al's on YouTube now, man. He's everywhere. Sup? Yeah, people. Yeah, well, I gotta say all-encompassing people, because if I'm not, then, you know, I'm very bad guy. Plus, I'm, you know, guys, I'm not gonna say everything perfect on here. Yesterday, I said, like, if you get banned on Godot, you know, you can't use the engine anymore. And Katagi had to be like, no, that's not it, right? But I'm not gonna be right all the time, right? Like that, you know. Do I think I'm right all the time? I mean, I think, but, you know, I find out I'm not, so you have that, I guess. I have to switch states. 800, I know. $800 every year. And that's not even like the tip of the iceberg. You got to pay for other stuff too. Like, I am currently trying to save money for that, but I already know they're going to tack on other stuff. Agent Smith, huh? Yeah, California is not small business friendly. No, it is not. Hey, what did I do? And Al can be on both teams. He's the Al in the brush. You never know what brush he's coming from, right? That's the whole point of his name. That is the whole point of his name. By the way, I just want to take a second to thank you all for being here. Like, it's been absolutely fun chatting with you guys and just goofing around. These are the things that I love to do. These things bring joy to my life. Oh yeah, we wanted to test this. No. Yes. No. No. Yes. Tumbleweeds. Does Owl look like a in Tumbleweeds type of owl? He's not that haggard, man. He's not. He takes good care of himself, right, Owl? You trim your beak and your little claws. He's a very colorful person. Very colorful. Owl. I was gonna say brush. A forest of brushes. What type of brushes? Are we talking like the Walmart brushes or the Michael's brushes? And when I say Michael, I mean like that art store that sell brushes. Why does this do this? It's because it's not. Does it delete it? Like if I click here and say no, that's what we need to test next, guys. So we have this. I click this and I go no. Did we actually delete that? We did. And then when I go to do it again, it's gone. But it's created it. There's got to be something going on when I reset that. Ugh, this is going to be a fun little bug to figure out. A forest of brushes. Yep, he clips my beak tip. Amazing brushes. Okay. So like brushes you can't find anywhere on the planet. Something like 40% of suspected arson cases turn out to just be angry tumbleweeds. Flammable. They're just like flinging through the heat at high velocity, which contracts fraction from the sand, lighting them on fire. They're like little wind fireballs. Just being thrown at freaking buildings. If we remember correctly, Kotagi is a huge fan of the desert. He likes the desert. Kotagi, you better live in the desert. If I ever find out where you live and you live in like some luxurious, like heavily vegetated areas, I'm be like, bruh, what happened with your love for the desert biome? Why aren't you out there freaking cuddled up in a ball of sand? What is going on? You said that as a joke, but they can absolutely catch just by friction. Really? That's crazy. We need goats to eat them. We just need to release some goats into the desert wilderness and see what happens. Texas is a desert. Not all of Texas. I've looked, and some areas of Texas are vegetated as all heck. Where are you originally from? Are you talking to me or Kotagi? I am from the wonderful state of California. And I believe Kotagi is from the everything's bigger in Texas. Texas. I want to go there and get an ice cream. Because I'm hoping they give me like a huge ice cream cone and like a huge, obscenely huge scoop of ice cream. And I'm just like, yes. Yes. I like how like Outlook's like, hey, let's reveal personal information to the world. I'm from Beaumont, but I grew up in Del Rio, and the Texas Panhandle. What the heck is the Texas Panhandle? No, it's a desert, not a desert. A dessert. But I heard they got good dessert in that desert. Feels like it's a wonderful place to be if you love food. I mean, they say everything's bigger in Texas. You know, that means the food, the burritos, the pizza, the ice cream scoops, the waffle cones, the hamburgers, the fries. I mean, come on. Dario. Kind of sounds like diarrhea. Diarrhea. But the more masculine variation of that. Diarrhea. People think it's funny when it's really red and runny. Diarrhea. They think it's too hot, but because it's dry and there's no humidity, shade is many times more effective at keeping you cool. So is that why you guys threw shade over there? You're just like, throwing shade. This is how we keep each other cool. Hey, Pinker, you have a great night, okay? Anyways, guys, I'll get going since we're approaching 11. Ooh. Well, you have a great night, man. You have an excellent night. Thank you for stopping by, saying hi. You have a good one. Yeah, deserts. So that's why you like it. There's no bugs. You hate bugs? Were you one of those? Are you like my daughter when she sees a fly? She's like, ah! I remember I was driving up Sequoia Mountain and a fly flew in my car, and I hate heights. Mind you, I absolutely hate heights. And we're like 10,000 feet in the air. And she is screaming at the top of the lungs while we're dangling off this little cliff edge because, Lord knows these guys couldn't just dig a little bit more out of the rock so people could, drive up these things without clenching their cheeks. And, she's screaming. I'm like trying to do everything in my power to not freaking have an aneurysm. It was the worst. There's a lot of secret benefits to the desert. Like sand. There's things hidden in the sand. That sounds like a good name for a game. Things hidden in the sand. Not really. It's a joke. I wanted to tell you sorry, Raw, as the bot just mentioned the anytime. That is completely fine, man. That is completely fine. No bugs, shade helps you, and there was one other that I yeah. I'll buy you a clip for your birthday. Dude, you're such a good friend. You could be freaking Owl in the Brush and I'll be scared guy on cliff. Yeah, how do you mow sand? What do you like get a blow like a leaf blower and you just you know? I think what I'm really doing here is actually like postponing me suffering. Because I'm like, why does this not want to work after that? There should be no reason. I mean, it's creating the buildings. Is it at least deleting the buildings? Yes. But there is one building that is created that... Yes. Yes. No. No. Yes. Okay. So there's got to be something that's up with it. No. Poor water quality, yeah. Well, I actually heard that in Italy, that's how they, I don't know if it's specifically like desert sand or what type of sand it is, but, they would create wells where they would put sand at the bottom and essentially the water from the aqueducts would funnel through the sand up into the well. And because of the sand, it would essentially, I don't know, decontaminate the water, I guess. It would filter the water. Unless you have well water, yeah. That's true, they are cold at night. All I know is I lived in Tucson, Arizona for a bit, and I did not like it. I did not like it at all. Especially when monsoon season was around, dude. That was like hot, angry weather. It was like, it's like how you imagine storms to actually be. Like it encapsulates the storm. Like typically a storm in another area, it's like watery, it's cool, but it's still scary because it's a storm, right? There's wind everywhere, things are flying over. In Tucson, though, like it's all that, but it's like you're getting hit with hot air. And I just did not like it. I was not a fan of the monsoon. So why is this doing this? I cannot figure this out. My brain is not linking anything together, guys. Anything, absolutely anything. Hot air is good. Not when it's hitting you at like 500 miles per hour. like, here, have some hot air. And I'm like, no, no, no. That reminds me of this Instagram video I saw of this chick or this old lady that's she's eating cookies with their dog treats, and the daughter's like, Mom, you can't eat those. And it's an old lady, right? And she's like, you know, those cookies aren't for you. And she's like, oh, what? So they're just for you, huh? You just buy cookies and you're just for you, right? And she's like, and she's had like several at this point. And the daughter's like, no, Mom, they're dog treats. And she goes, no, no, no. I don't know. That was funny to me. I'm really bad at telling those stories. I need to get better at them. Windy deserts are the best case scenario. Windy, warm deserts. Yeah, that's the best case scenario. It's like, yes, I enjoy, I mean, true. I mean, it's like taking a warm bath, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, getting hit with heat is just not fun. You know, like I can escape the cold with blankets and clothes. You can't, you know, bundle up in the heat. You can only get naked. Which I suppose could be good in some areas. That's the other thing bad about deserts, is that you will still sweat. Yeah. Algeria. I like humid, cool weather. Same. Humid, cool weather is the best form of weather, whether you like to agree with it or not. Kentucky. Algeria is too close to Europe. Yeah, he will have nothing to do with Europe. The Europe.
If you're a content creator of any kind, you need to
You're the content creator.
Filmmaker and YouTube.
I'm just trying to listen to music and chill, dude. They're always trying to hit me with that. So, this spawn actor, you know, maybe, I mean, because we are getting a spawn actor, but it looks like doing that throws off. So let's print out something. Print string. Moving. Right? And we're definitely gonna get this when we do this right now. We're like, moving, yeah, we're moving. Click. No. Now we're not moving anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Look. We're not moving. We're moving, but we're not moving. So that indicates to me that one or two things is happening here. And I feel like we've already canceled, like when we release that, the drag and drop operation is over with, right? We click this. As you can tell, we're getting a location sign here, which totally throws everything off. How do you have a whole continent with nothing but city folk? I don't think most people in the U.S. think about Algeria. That's true. We only really care about important countries like Texas. Wow. Yeah, most of the U.S. don't know it. Facts. It must be a mix between Morocco and Egypt. All I'm saying, dude, is if I'm not there, I got too much stuff to worry about. That. You know? You ever heard of the term "mo money, mo problems"? Well, when you have, you know, when you live in America, you're already in like the top something percent, right? Like you're not living poor, even when you're poor. But you know, mo money, mo problems. There's stuff you got to think about. Food you got to buy, health insurance, all that stuff. I don't know. Just ain't got no time to sit down and think about other countries. That's how I see it. Y'all out there thinking so much about America, y'all got too much time. Why you got all that time, bro? What's going on? Algeria is unique. Construct building. Click. No. I mean, the drag and drop operation is working here, but it's, you know, yes. If I click yes, then it works. It's like, oh, it works. It's moving. But the caveat is that we don't see it. right? It's here. Boom. Yes. Moving. No. Moving. So this is telling me there's some type of discrepancy with setting the current object to the current held actor. When we click down, we're not doing anything here. I was born with more purpose than to simply hate on Unreal Blueprints. Yeah. I don't hate on Unreal Blueprints, but I will say it does make like finding out what's particularly wrong with something a little bit more difficult than it would be if it was via code. I feel like if it was code, I could figure out what's going on, but sometimes it's hard with this because you're like, hey, this goes to this, but then that, and this those. I don't know. Shoot, I wish I could say, like, what is it that is doing that? Holy Father, please help me figure this out. Bloody Son of Christ of Nazareth. Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be something here. First of all, it really annoys me when this goes through that, because it's like, I don't know. That's me. Gets me riled up. All flustered. But I'm just saying, these type of bugs weren't happening when you were writing C++. Exactly! That's what I'm saying. And it's because I work with widgets. I'm a little uncomfortable working with widgets in C++. No. Yes. No. I'm just trying to figure out why it is that when we reset that touch position, right? What about me clicking does that? And make it so I can't even spawn an object. Because essentially, the object is still being spawned. It is still creating the actor. But the thing is that the actor... Let's go back to the UI, the base building. We'll go to the widget construction scene. So are you working on your game today, Kutagi? How's everything going with that? Al, how's your game coming along, man? I mean, when we click yes, when we click anything else, it does this. Like, we get the point. So could be an issue with the single click on. And just to, let's compile without this really quick. Also save this. Oh. That's interesting. It is still, well, it's not updating. I mean, it is a little bit here. Which indicates to me that we're doing something in the controller as well when we do a single click event. We deproject from the screen position. We go into here to a single click event. I mean, we're still getting the object and all that's the location. I've been waiting, writing the basic functionality for my dialogue related UI to parse and load data from JSON files. That's fun. That seems like a very interesting project to work on. You'll have to tell me what you find and what you found to be the best way of handling that when I get to doing dialogue and stuff. Because, I mean, I feel like every game has dialogue. Or like some type of dialogue tree, because, you know, when you go to click something, whether it's buy or sell or, you know, there's always some type of like dialogue tree in a game almost nowadays. Even if it's not dialogue, it just comes down to like choices. But since I got my hands on this Zelda source code, I'm taking the time to see how they handle it. Yeah, have fun. What is it written in? C, you said? Realistically, I'm not doing anything here, right? I mean, I obviously am creating a line trace, but I'm not like setting any current touch to anything. But for some strange reason, in here, gosh, in here, when I don't click anything besides these buttons, everything breaks. It's like, I wonder why that is. That is so weird. Obviously they didn't use JSON files though. I'm assuming it's a struct. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Or a class. Let's compile. That should. I'm gonna see if this goes away after I compile. Because if it doesn't, then that means I'm doing something somewhere else that I don't remember doing. Yeah, I mean, that's where it is, yes. And it creates it, but it's like not moving. I mean, here it's moving. No. We click no. No. Yes. It's got to be something to do with the current held actor. But if I click and do a single click event, what is happening that's like destroying? I'm gonna have to like I wish I could do something where I'm checking the current held actor when I click. Let's actually do that here. Actor owner. We're going to, before we even move this, we're going to check and make sure that the current held actor is even valid. Valid. Not valid. Hey, it's Chase. How's it going, Chase? What's up, buddy? Yeah, it's not even... That's interesting. But if I go yes, it's moving. No. And it moves after that. Fine. It's like... So we do have a valid, like... It's got to be something to do with this current held actor. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not going to get rid of it because I feel like this is some relatively good logic here. An actual use case for an LLM AI would be if you could pass a folder hierarchy for it to parse recursively. What do you mean by an LLM AI? What is the what is that an acronym for? I believe that's an acronym, right? Yes, cheese pizza. No, that's pepperoni pizza. Are you eating pepperoni pizza without me? Is that what you're saying? You're eating pizza right now? Is that your way of flexing on me? Because you know I love pizza? Hmm. Hmm. You create the constructor with all this in mind. Yes. Wow. Large language model. Am I correct? Being able to just ask it where the logic for specific things is rather than having to search manually? Yeah. Large language model. Hmm. Yeah, soon that's all going to get changed with modules. Someone sent me a text. Oh. Hmm. Shmee, add to viewport. Sorry. Just thinking where this could go wrong. Why is it not? Replacing the building and then removing from parent, but if we select nowhere, it like switches the input, so it like maybe it messes things up. I don't know. I have no idea. This is a weird little bug. Yes. And then it's gone. And after you do it once, I mean, once you click out and click in and go yes, I mean, we're getting it here. Maybe at some point this drag and drop operation is not calling maybe this drag implementation is not working. Come on. You might be wondering why I'm not just using breakpoints, and that's because I'm good. How are you, Amin? You guys are talking. Be able to just ask where the logic for specific things is rather than having to search manually. Yeah. Yes, sir. Are you using Chat GPT? I mean, this is still working, right? We're still seeing that text being inputted, so it's still working. but is it working in the sense that it's getting here? I need to work out my back soon. I want to get, next time I get some money, I want to buy like one of those metal pull-up bars. Yeah. Ah, so it's not working. I mean, it's working now. Which is interesting. I don't know why it throws off that very first time. It doesn't work at all. No. It doesn't work. But it builds. But why isn't it working? And it's all because we clicked on another UI menu. Let's see what happens when we click somewhere else. Okay, so it's the same issue. But after we do that yes once, how do we make it so this doesn't take, but even then it's outside? There's got to be something that's like, yo, don't take any. I don't think industry devs are expected to use print statements as their sole debugging tool. Yeah. I just use it because I don't want, there's like specific case scenarios and I don't want it to always jump to this and just stop there. So I tend to use a print when I feel like I want something specific without stopping the whole entire program, if that makes sense. Right? Because if I do put a breakpoint here, I have to literally stop all the program, click play again, and then when it doesn't run, I'm like, okay, it didn't run. It just feels like more optimal for me to do this because it allows me to freely test things out without stopping everything. So this doesn't, this just calls this, and then that calls that. On mouse drag, broadcasts, touch location on drag. So what is this for? Is this because I couldn't do which one is working? I mean, obviously this is being broadcast. You know what it is? I couldn't get this. I couldn't do an event in here. Like I couldn't override that event. Or I didn't get an event for this particular thing. So I had to make a function or this type of event touch location on drag. What is this called? It's called on mouse drag. On mouse dragged. Big sad. Big sad. Hmm. It was kind of a boring stream. I don't even know how to fix this, dude. This is ridiculous. Moving, working, then it stops working altogether, and I don't know why. Like, stops working. I mean, we're still moving. We're still getting this location, if that makes sense. Let's see if we're updating the location in here. Because that could be a big issue. Like, it's essentially the current touch location is not updating. Let's do that. I mean, it's not. The touch location is not updating. It's staying at whatever it is. This here, it's updating, right? Boom. Yes. No. But the minute we click off of this and do that, we get this error. This is pretty big error too, because it's literally, it's game breaking. I mean, we're still getting a pointer here. What if I, it could be something wrong with the mouse itself. At the moment, I'm currently deprojecting using the mouse position. Let's deproject screen position. Don't want to do all that. Actually, yeah, let's try that with, was it screen position.x, screen position.y, and see if this does that. Because it looks like screen space, the drag and drop like pointer area is still working, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be getting the UI moving, right? Is it perfect? No. Yes. I mean, and it still works even when we do this. It's like something to do, but you'll see like it is not exactly where my mouse is. And I wonder why that is. If we go to this, it's going to be completely different, right? It'll be way off. But at least it works now. So it's not necessarily, it has to do with the deprojection of the mouse. It's like the mouse is become registered and there's something that's thrown off. So it feels like we're going to have to deproject from the screen position to world. However, this just doesn't work as intended. It doesn't place it exactly where the finger is. Maybe a local world space thing. I mean, that's kind of what this function is supposed to do. But the issue is that what I'm currently doing, like I'm deprojecting the screen position to world, right? So that's kind of like what it does. But I've tried everything. I've tried scaling this by like dividing this. Is there any dot normalized? Maybe get safe normal? No, there's no way that would work. That would just mess everything up even more. I mean, it fixes that issue where, like, if we don't click on that, it doesn't show up. Because that drag and drop operation is using that. And then we have our single clicks that work perfectly as well. Funny thing is that it works great on here. I believe I am currently, and I'm gonna have to fix the movement at some point, but I can't do that on stream because in order to basically debug this, I have to build it to my phone and actually move it myself. So I need to figure out a way to emulate 2 touches to make that easier. Right now, we're just literally returning the F vector of this, which is the tap position. I originally had it scaled in here, but if you look, where is it at? We're using that original. There's so much going into that, it's ridiculous. Yeah, we're deprojecting the screen position to world, and it works fine here. Where is this converted mouse screen? Yeah, we're literally just, it's literally just the touch location at this point. I could put the touch location in here, and that's because it uses this touch location. However, there's no way for me to do that in this drag and drop operation. I have to use the payload to get the world. I can't just say, you know, get world. What is it? Get world. We get this like error. It says expression result not used, but when we use get world, it's, since this is an operation, it's not something that's in the world. It's in widget space. So you can't get the world without using the payload. So I feel like the payload is the thing that's throwing it off. So we have to actually, maybe I can say payload dot get screen space location. I don't know why the pointer event is not giving me, I mean, it works great for, you know, this UI, like the UI is tracking relatively well. If we drag off from there though, you'll see that there's a huge discrepancy between where my mouse is up here above to where the object actually is. We fix that by deprojecting from the mouse position. However, the issue that comes with that is because it's the mouse position, I guess there's some discrepancy between me clicking on UI and essentially it unregistrates itself. So the touch location won't update because of that reason. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try looking up how I can the I mean, this works great when this is an orthographic camera. I could mention that right now. Like if we switch this to a, if we switch this to an orthographic camera, it works. Here we go to camera, component, perspective, orthographic. The only issue is you'll see like it looks all weird. And we're not going to see it entirely because, well, as you notice, there's something off with our screen here. Let's try selected viewport. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, it's hard to see like what's going on. It looks like, but I can't like change it in here to essentially player state, player camera manager. Like, where can I go in here to change the camera so I can get a better idea of what's going on with the camera? Find camera component with view target, building controller. We don't need that. And it selects everything. That's just horrible. All general. We're just giving these little very, like, there's nothing here for me to mess with, which is kind of aggravating. Can I change them in here? And everything's grayed out in here, so I can't, you know, I can't do it in here either. It's like, that's the one thing I do like about Unity is the ability to change things. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe somebody knows like how to do it. If you do, please speak up because, oh, here we go. Can I change it in here? Camera component. I mean, it seems to be allowing me to do that now. Camera component. Camera settings. Ortho. Whoa. No! No! What happened? Wow. Is that frozen? Thank you for taking forever to work, Unreal. By the way, if I, yeah. I mean, I'm here. If we do this, though, I mean, it goes relatively well. I guess the issue is once we like deproject and do that and want to change it, it works still. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing to make this work. Auto plane shift, auto calculate ortho planes. To me, this says like, oh, we're way too close to whatever this is. So it's like, how do I? What do I go up 100? It's so confusing. 10. 800. Like, where am I, dude? That's what I want to know. Like, I don't get it. Like, why am I having this issue? This is crazy. Base building, char. We're in orthographic. We can change to perspective, orthographic. It's like it rotates the camera around. right? And we know we're looking at it from this angle, but for some strange reason, when we look at it from this angle, I don't know. Ugh. And it's very difficult to like actually change. Like if I do 10, it looks like, yeah, this works great. But you'll see that we're way too high. What about 0? Right? And those get smaller and smaller, so I want to assume that I don't know, maybe I need to grab this and just freaking drag it down. Where is the tool for that? It's not here. Sweet. Nope, I don't want to flip it. I want to drag it down. Maybe that'll help? I don't know. Nope, still doesn't help at all. I mean, 10 looks good. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm staring at the thing. No. You know, we do this. It's like hard to figure out what I need. 10. 50. And the more I do it, the more cloudy it looks. It's like, what is going on with everything? Do I need to change the field of view? 100? 90? No, auto calculate, auto plane shift. What the heck does this do? What the heck does this do? 90. 0. Does nothing. So long. As a view target, yeah, I mean, aspect ratio, update ortho planes. And you can't just like incrementally, I mean, I could just type it in like one at a time, but if I do this, it freezes. Absolutely freezes. 800,000, and we just get blue skies. It's like we're seeing past. What about negative 50? Huh? Negative 10,000. I don't know. I'm like moving this to kind of get a better perspective of what's going on. About 10,000. What I'm thinking is it's like seeing like the orthographic camera. If I could like see a little bit more of a gizmo here, kind of like in Unity where you can kind of change things, that would be nice. But it doesn't even look like changing this helps. If I rotate it, it's the same. If I don't know. But I do know that so far it has a lot to do with auto calculating the BRB. Yeah, do your thing, man. Has to do with auto calculating all of this. I don't know. Let's look how to use orthographic camera in Unreal Engine 5.
So yeah, there are like three big, basically misconceptions around TV advertising. The first one is that it cost me.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Unreal Engine.
Oh my gosh, his orthographic camera works amazingly.
But also, let's say if I were to go here, I can't see the player anymore. So if I were to press Q or E, I can then switch between where the camera is facing, and again, the player is still going to move in the correct direction you'd expect them to be moving by pressing WASD based upon the viewport. So you can custom change that now. So if I were to press play, you can see that we have normal third-person controls.
Awesome.
But that's not what we want. So what we're going to do is select the follow camera. We're going to change the projection mode from perspective to orthographic. If we hit compile and save, that is simply all you need to do to create an orthographic camera.
Are you kidding me? That's all you need to do. I wish that's all I needed to do. Holy cow. Maybe I need... This is going to sound really far-fetched and not very smart at all, but I'm like, let's add something to the mesh. Let's add on a plane. You know, I'm just going to add Judah for now. There we go. Just to see if this helps troubleshoot this. Ah! Oh my goodness. I mean, at least it's given us something to work off of. Like we have a better idea of like what angle we're looking at. Let's go to spring arm. Actually, target arm length. Do we need like a longer one? I mean, it definitely makes it smoother. I can't really rotate it from here, can I? Right. Crazy. I mean, please just let me click on the thing. Holy cow. My hero. I hear Matt Asplin, my hero. Yep. We use Matt Asplin for a bit. But it's like, you know, like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. 800. What is going on now? What am I? Okay, I was outside of the thing. And now my entire camera view is messed up. This is awesome. This is great experience right here, guys. Sweet. Okay. That's interesting. For one, That could be the reason why I don't. For one, we probably want this spin like a completely opposite, different way. Oh, that is the way we want it to go. Why is this orthographic camera just not doing what I want? Is it because it's on a spring arm? Part of me wants to just delete this. Just throw something else in there. Be like, yo, is it the spring arm that it's on that's doing that? Maybe that's what it is. I'm gonna try getting rid of that. Although I never suggest to do this because it destroys everything. Yeah, let's do that, and then in the CPP of that, let's just go to the top and do this whole little thing and set this to the root component. We're gonna have to one, save all the stuff, and two, we're gonna have to restart it all. By the way, shout out to everyone who's in here right now, chilling, hanging out. Greatly appreciate you guys. I hope you're having a good time, and I hope you're having a blessed day.
Hitting the road this summer? With Adobe Lightroom, make your
Adobe Lightroom
you want from anywhere. And with Generative Remove, you can swipe away anything trying to steal your shine. Don't forget to add Lightroom to your summer must-haves.
Oh yeah, we'll make sure to add that immediately into our Adobe subscription. All right. Great. Just absolutely great. I love that. Oh, someone's calling. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Just like I said, running other business stuff. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what I can do. If it's this camera spring that's really being a drag, camera component. crazy that it's apparently right here. But I don't know why it's acting like this. I mean, even when I change it, I mean, it's orthographic, so it makes sense. But, you know. But, you know, this is what we get in this. Even with 8,000, if we get rid of this, you know, we don't see much of anything. How to mess with an orthographic camera. I don't know. There's got to be something wrong with my camera or like my scene, because I use an orthographic camera in another scene and it works just fine. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot trying to figure this out. It's horrible with that, but great with this. This looks great. Restart Unreal. Yeah, I wish I could, but this is just a prevalent issue that occurs no matter what. It won't. Here we go, the full blueprint, and we go to the camera and bring this out. Let's say we just bring it out a whole lot, bring it up, rotate it, right, and just bring it out more. Let's just bring it out so much it's like, wow, should a camera really be that far out? Let's try with another viewport. Yep, and it's the same no matter what, and I don't know why. Let's just try adding some I don't know why this engine has to be this way sometimes, man. It's ridiculous. I don't understand what is going on. It's just beyond me. Like, this works. I've worked with orthographic cameras before, and like Unity, I've never had this issue. Ever. Ever. Or I wish it would show us the camera too. Changing that does nothing. This, however, does. I'm gonna just put a large number in here, you know, and that'll shoot it up into space, which we don't really want. And then everything disappears. Holy cow, dude. I don't want to add anything or do more work. It's like, what happens if we just freaking put some cubes? I'm like desperate at this point. I'm like, what is going on? Is it because I don't have, you know, cubes here? It kind of looks like one of the issues. I don't know. Could it be this? What if I do that? Nope. Not it. Maybe it's because it's not encapsulated. I know it sounds weird, but I'm kind of desperate at this point to just figure this out. You know, I just want to see, oh, is that it? No, it's not. Does this need to be a freaking square of some sorts? What could it be? Man, wait, is that orthographic? Really? Hey, what did you want to focus on today, Raleigh? Not what I'm focusing on right now. Game state, hero. I don't even know what game state it is on this one. But a part of me is just like, put the game mode, select game mode base, GM base building, game mode. And it's still the same. Crazy. What is it? What is it that's doing this? I have no idea. Is it because of... Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's because it's Vulkan. Vulkan has a hard time handling. Try OpenGL. It has to do something with Vulkan, dude. Or like the shaders. Let's see if they have like pictures. I mean, that looks better than what I'm getting.
By the way, I'm paying for our pedicures.
By the way,
Ugh.
maybe next time.
People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash back.
Now we gotta sit here,
Visit
wait for this.
wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
Ask ChatGPT, I could. I'm just trying to see if someone has like, yeah. So they're saying it has to do with the height fog. I'm just gonna restart this because I'm not gonna sit here and wait for that to get fixed. Actually, what I'm gonna do is undo this and recompile. It seemed like really weird. I don't know. It just seemed like something weird was going on. So I'm happy. It looks like we might have found something. Get rid of the height fog. What else are they saying we can look at while we're doing this? Filtered seated with warnings. Okay, so where's the exponential fog? Hey, that works. However, I'm assuming that's come with the caveat of having to redo the char base scene clear. Where's the camera? That didn't help because we have to reattach the camera to the spring arm component. Boom, boom, stop and rerun. Cheese. So getting rid of the exponential height fog helps. However, there's still a discrepancy with moving and putting things down. Like a chow garden? I don't know. But I like the idea of that. I like that. Ugh. But yeah, I do want to try to add maybe the possibility to catering to some things, but I haven't figured out what that is yet. I was thinking like NPCs you save from the world you can bring in and have them do stuff. Yada yada. So exponential height fog, destroy, and it fixed. Oh my gosh. It fixed. But we're still having this little discrepancy here. And still this discrepancy. Discrepancy. I can't speak words. Yeah, exactly. Like you go out and except I don't know how we will morph things. I know with chows you would morph them depending on the types of what's it called you would pick up. There's like items like little glow sticks you would pick up from people. That won't be the case in this game. No, but we do need to change the orthographic view to be higher. Char basing, orthographic. I think I liked that one last. I tried. That's interesting. They'll only go so far, and I guess it's because it's like reached. Yeah, so this is an actual screen space, but it does fix that issue where it's like, yeah, we're not, you know, it does fix the issue where the input itself unregisters, but I think I'm gonna have to. Um. I'll get to your guys' chat soon. I mean, they're in here. You say you can get slates, but it's like I don't think that's possible, right? Can I get this by doing that? I can. This will be interesting. Viewport transformations. If you're working in a game viewport or a user interface environment, the viewport might have been scaled or transformed, causing a mismatch. Yeah. Solution: make sure you're accounting for DPI scaling, window size, or viewport transformations. Unreal Engine might scale the screen coordinates differently, especially for the UI elements, of course. Game viewport, get mouse position, mouse pose, compare mouse pose with pointer event, screen position. What is wrong here? Yeah, see. They're gonna be like, oh, you need this. Linkers, I need to resolve the symbol related add and require to the build. Slate core and slate. I don't like doing all this. Alright, so I'll save, stop and rerun, and then include slate application on this. I don't even think this is a slate application. I've never worked with slate. Slate. Is it too slate to work with slate? Sorry guys, I'm a dad, so I make dumb pun jokes here and there. I mean, it seems to have worked. It built, so without any errors. I didn't even have to use the include. So that's nice. We'll see if that works in the actual build, the phone. And I hate having to change the preview. There's got to be some way to add that into the thing so it does it automatically. I mean, we're using in here. Let's get rid of this. And I suppose I'll keep this for now, this like Slate application. We're using the cursor pose. They did say to try getting it via the G engine, right? So we can do something like AF vector G mouse pose if G engine dot game viewport That's crazy. They want me to check for G engine and see if there's a viewport. And if that's the case, then we would say G engine game viewport, and then we would get mouse position and then the mouse pose. We'd feed that in, and then instead of these here, we would use this to deproject the screen position. However, I don't know, maybe I just use this. Well, we have to deproject it to the world, so we'll have to use that anyways. Sorry, I need to compile. Man, I do miss the Chow Garden in the Sonic series, and I don't know why they don't add them anymore. Why does Sonic not have Chow Garden anymore? Yeah, everybody wants Chow Gardens. I mean, that works pretty well. However, you know, I mean, that works really well. But we get this where we can't go up. And I wonder why. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I remember I'd spend hours in that. Let's try it in here. Yeah, it only goes so far, which is interesting. Which is really interesting. I mean, this one works the best out of this, right? And it works better than this one. But let's see if that issue persists, where it's like, yo, if I click here and say yes, yeah, that still works. That still is an issue when we get the mouse position. Even if so it's not really about the deprojection itself. It's more about using the mouse position. Wow, X just dropped. I don't know. I think there's literally I have no idea what it could be. But, you know, it's not something we're going to even use because you know, that issue still persists with using the mouse, where if we don't click on a button, it completely throws everything off. It's like it unregisters for some strange reason the mouse position when you click on another UI element. So it's like the best one. Let's try cursor pose. Cursor pose. Typically, we're supposed to scale by the viewport, but I think deprojection from screen position to world is what does that. However, you'll see we have the same issues. We're not getting this exactly. Like if you look at my cursor, you'll see this is right underneath it. If I go no, you know, that works. However, for one, we still have the discrepancy of like the misalignment. One, we can't go above this, and I believe it's because like what I think is it feels like the window is over here. I feel like there's an issue between I couldn't say, honestly. That's my honest opinion on it. Unable to connect. I think X doesn't want you to stream for longer than 2 hours on it, or it starts having issues with the API call. It could be. I know when I use like the screen position of the best results so far is the screen position, because we don't have any issues. I honestly believe it has to do with something like with a misalignment of some sorts. And realistically, that's because, in my opinion, we're using this payload to get the world instead of getting it somewhere else. I mean, and even this doesn't work. Crazy. I don't know what to do. I honestly do not know what to do. I think that's something here. Let's fix that really quick. Actually, let's go back and add that, and then what we're gonna do is in here we're actually going to change that back to perspective and see if that's something in the camera, on the camera's end. I mean, it makes sense because essentially perspective, compile, play. Yeah, I mean, it's still something we have an issue with. Which we didn't have a problem with when we were getting the actual mouse position. Let's do this and say game viewport get DPI scale. I don't even know what to do at this point, man. Vector 2D, and then we're going to essentially encapsulate this, and basically, can we say .x? No, we can just say that. We would divide this, right, by the screen space position .x, and then say pointer event .y divided by Probably get rid of this. Divided by the G engine. That makes me think, rather than the cube setting its position to some 3D space dictated by the mouse projection or whatever you're using, it is copying the transformation of the cursor. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm using to feed that touch location in, is essentially the screen position that we're getting from, yeah, we gotta get rid of this, from the pointer event, which is passed into this. So it'd be like if I was in Blueprints and I was in that, sorry, it's this one, right? We get a pointer event and it's like screen, get screen space, get last screen space position. Maybe that's what we should use. So who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's still off, but we don't have that issue anymore where it's not unregistering the mouse location because we click somewhere else. Well, if you have it to plus equal the mouse input, what it would do is essentially just take its position and it would keep like it would feel like scaling. Right, it would keep moving forward. It wouldn't be precisely where the hand is at. It could be because what, Gwen? Charge?
What's my bunny ears back?
I don't know. It depends. Depends. Are you gonna give Dad a hug? Okay, give a hug. Here.
Yay!
Forget why Mom took away the bunny ears. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. See, it's exactly as I was thinking. Like, once it hits here, it, like, I don't know. And if we do it on this selected viewport, you know, it's a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. Because right now it's taking, I think it's taking into consideration my entire screen. So if I were to, you know, let's expand this all the way out. You know, but we're still getting this. I'm over exasperated. I believe that's the word on this. I'm trying to replicate like the size of the phone, possibly, to get a better idea of things. Oh, I'm still using cursor position. What the heck? What the heck, dude? Come on. I'm being slow.
I'm gonna go in the backyard.
Okay, just be safe.
I will.
At some point, it just stops. It's like, yeah, you're not on screen anymore. Here, it works great. It's like, woo. Up here, boom. It's because what we're doing, I think it has a lot to do with, like, the direction of this world, the world direction, because that's what we're using to cast forward. I was hoping that would help, but it didn't. Did we even try to compile this? If this compiles quick, then yeah, we did. I mean, at least it goes up to here now, but... I'm just gonna copy this and feed it in. They're saying I don't need to do any of this. They're just saying, and I'm going to get rid of this. This is literally, sorry. Although I'm like, this should still go in here. Get rid of this. And it's saying that we don't need to do each individual one. We can just do the entirety of it, which... if it works, it's like, I need to work on my math skills. But if it doesn't work, it's going to be like, hey. And that's same results. The same exact results. Ugh. Things going on. See what happens if you visualize the raycast. That is true. I could, but I gotta write the arrow. For instance, where is the raycast here? Draw arrow. And I believe we would have to get the payload dot get world dot, not that. Then we'd put the start, which is the location, world location. Then we'd have to put the trace end, and we would have to, what is it? Arrow to world, const f color red. You have to have a size now, I believe. We'll just do 10, 0, thickness. There we go. Cannot convert UWorld. Primitive draw arrow. Draw debug. Directional error? That's so weird. Arrow size. Color. Lifetime would be what, 10. Anything else can be whatever. I know for a fact the world direction is getting thrown off heavily here. What did I do wrong? True. Consistent lines, lifetime. We'll put 5 seconds. 0, 5. Sorry, guys. My brain's a little fried at this point. I don't know how to go about. This is all simple stuff, but I don't know how about doing this to the degree that it needs to be. I do know that it probably has something to do with. Let's go to the actual viewport so we can leave. No. We're definitely gonna have to rotate this camera around to be in a better position. I like how it's no longer 0, 0. Now it's all in the spring arm, right? 0. Now it's on the spring arm. Spring arm controls everything. Spring arm's going to be 8,000 away. And the spring arm is going to rotate like that. I don't know. Like I definitely am gonna have to just, it's weird. Arrow size. If I do anything like 1 lifetime thickness 4, just do 1. Just looks weird. And they say that if you take the camera and turn it to like something like that, it gives the isographic feel. Awesome. Awesome. So I feel like this has got to be 0.01, 0.01. And then compile. Oh. Change this a little bit. Compile. Change that a little bit. Compile. I mean, it feels good. The orthographic view could be. So I guess like the field of view changes that completely, and I need to change the distance to like a lot. I don't know. Oh. I don't know if I want to go that far, but pretty far. Yeah, I don't know if it goes that far as well. Let's take this down to 0, 80,000, play. Now the issue, I believe, is that this does not cast far enough. It's 80,000 away, so we're going to want it to be like, you know, we want it to match the camera length, which I could get a hold of, and then essentially, or the boom, the arm, the arm, the boom arm, the spring boom arm, whatever you want to call it. Still off by a little bit. I mean, it gives the effect, though, that we like. I just feel like we need to rotate this a little bit more. Let's see if I can rotate it a little bit more without... Someone who commissioned me keeps changing requests to the final touches. Reminds me why I don't like doing commissions. Yeah. No one likes doing commissions. Do you ever... How do you handle the commissions? Do you draw out the drafts before you send those in? Because I've had issues with artists in the past for that, where I'll just keep adding commissions or paying for them, and you know they'll draw up the whole thing and they'll paint it, and it's just like you know, my issue is with the sketch. You should probably just keep it in sketch form and then go from there. I mean, it's off by a little bit. If we go to this and do this, you know, it's way off. We're going to have to figure out how to scale this by the DPI. Still not working. I love it. I love it. The screen position, man. Let's try get last screen position. Maybe that is the secret, even though it feels like it's not. There's something wrong with getting the mouse position. Yeah, see, that's not it. And it's a little bit more jaggedy. So, you know. I can't use get world. They're like, yeah, change it to get world. I know that's what it is. I know that that is the problem. That's like, I feel like that is valid, and it should be an object that has access to get world. If payload is an actor, for example, it will have access to get world. Ensure that you're not trying to use payload get world when payload is null or doesn't have a valid world access. Use safe world accessor. Is there another way to get world without payload? Let's try that. The engine get world instead of this, which we can then use to get this, and then blah blah blah, da, 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 get world. payload. We can say G engine get world. I don't know if that'll work. Maybe it's just a difference in reading input between Godot and Unreal, but I really feel like it isn't supposed to continue moving once the mouse is off of the window. Yeah, it's because I am, like, now I can't move out of the window, right? But see here. Is valid index. When using G engine to get world, I get P array is valid index issue. Editor, multiple worlds, alternative solution to fix issues. Triggering the data, get world from context, object from it, and it's just gonna keep doing this. Awesome. If it's for myself, the sketch can be very rough, but if it's for someone else, I have to make a more detailed one with gray to indicate colors. The less they know about art, the less they can visualize. True. What is it specific that they're requesting for changes, like colors or postponed or what? Because there's got to be some way to break that down. Like, even with my own commissions, I've thought of ways to try to break that down. And the best way I found is like communicating every aspect of the process. You know, you go from step 1, rough draft, send them that. They like that. Then you go to step 2, which is line art. They like that. They don't like it. They want, you know, skinnier lines here and there. Then, you know, I do it like that. But yeah, we're still... Dang it, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Here it's saying you get world from context, object this, log, and return null. Saying I can get the world from here. But it's like, I should have to just do this. But I guarantee you, we're not going to get you world. But I really do think the payload has a lot of the reasons why this is giving me like the wrong area. It's because we're not getting the right world context. You know? I feel like that has a lot to do with what's going on here. The matter of how to get that information correctly without using the payload. I mean, I think what I could do is possibly get something in the payload, but I'd have to rewrite the payload script to get it, I think. That way we can use that payload instead of another payload. But I don't even know if I can do that. Can I create my own payload that gets an object? I'd have to see like payload.getWorld. Right, we have this, but it's like that's a U object, and it can get payload. Payload, drag drop operation. It's something in here. Big sad. Food product. Make it more brown. Make it more blue. Make it nasty. Make it less blue. It would be easier if the item weren't textured already. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear my brother in the background, but this guy is definitely cooked. The worst part is I won't be able to work on this all weekend, which isn't necessarily bad. Message called da-da-da. No world was found for object. You know? I guess I could say payload. But it's like, how do I make my own payload class? Right here, if I go to like the payload, it's a T pointer object to a U object.
With Adobe Lightroom.
Um,
Armor crowds your shot. It's easy to remove them with generative remove. Don't forget
so
room to your summer must-haves.
I mean, even in our drag and drop operation where we're creating it, it is a U object, and you can pass whatever you want into the payload. But the thing is that I'm not. You can't be specific. I could possibly create something that's derived from a U object and then pass the payload into it as a cast to cast to it in order to get information from it, like the world. But the thing is that I don't think, I mean, I could get the player for that. That is the only thing that I can think of that could potentially help with this situation and make it so I could get a more secure source of what that world is to find out if, yeah, is this really what's going on? Because I don't have that issue in the character class, right? When I get the world from the controller, it works fine, right? Maybe I can, like, base building, like if we type in U world, but if we get the controller from the world and we cast, I mean, a player controller, we do a player controller, maybe I pass in the base building player controller and go from there, and then pass in the payload here like so, and then I'll have to just have another if statement here. Hold up, guys. Another. Sorry, guys. I have to call my dad really quick. Now I gotta call my mom. Be right back. So good news. I don't know. I don't know how confident I am in this, but I'm pretty sure we can now say when we are converting this, we can use the base building controller for this. And in here particularly where we do that at, who roasted him? Who roasted who? I'm so unroasted right now. I don't. Oh, cooked? My brother? He's cooking himself, dude. He is cooking himself. Yeah, we use that controller instead. And then we can use the base building controller dot get world for this. And I believe that might help. I have no idea. We'll have to draw debug. I mean, it looks like we're getting pretty good results even with that, but I still feel like we get better results doing this. We'll find out. Don't need to roast him then. Yeah, he's cooked, dude. He's down there making all of his noises, jumping around in VR like a little ballerina, which is fine, but my bro's just cooking himself. That sounds like a good t-shirt, right? I don't need to roast you if you're already cooking yourself. Oh, and it still does not work. All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to probably have to end the stream here because this is not something I will be able to get done. And I need to make something to eat. At least I won't be able to get this done today. But we will figure something out eventually, I'd like to imagine. But, like, we're limited. I do want to try making this possibly bigger. That's why this is freaking one thickness. Or not even a thickness. It's 0. I want to eat an animal, dude. I want to eat some tri-tip, bro. Tri-tip sandwich. That's what I want tonight. But yeah, even here, we're off. The location is entirely off. And it could be because I'm dividing it now. And I don't know if that would be the best idea. Let's, especially, Is there any way to get the touch location from here? I don't know if this registers anything at this point. I feel like the touch location is not registered at all. I'm going to try getting this and see what happens without the scale. But we'll figure out something per ends for me. You like the burnt ends, bro? Are you a burnt barbecue type of guy? Yeah, the location is off. And here it's off by just a little bit. So it really is dependent on, I don't know, the viewport. So you think I could just use the viewport to scale this, which I've done in the past to get a position. Which is actually, if if I think about it, in the player controller, in the main character, base player controller, base character controller. Sheesh. That's the base character, that's why. I'm not looking at the controller crazy. Base player controller. One of the things that bothers me the most about Unreal Unity Godot is how much behavior is assigned in the editor rather than in code. Yeah. Al is right. I'm heading out for the day. Y'all have an amazing one. God bless. And I will catch you next time here in the channel. Monday. My kids won't be, or my kid won't be home. My brother won't be home. So I'll be on earlier than usual, hopefully. Depends on how business is. But other than that, I will catch you guys later. Y'all have a good one. God bless. Peace out, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Click that like button, follow button, all the good buttons, none of the bad ones. Yeah. Christ in Nazareth, he loves you.